Hi, everybody. Good evening. How you guys doing? Hope you're well. Trust you're good. Your year has been starting up. Your day started off fine, and your month is starting off on a good note. So, happy December. Welcome to the last month of the year 2022. I trust you had a great year, and I trust your November was fine. So, yeah, my name is Udeme. I'm going to be your trainer for this particular session. On how to implement Google Workspace across your business. So I hope you're ready. So I'm looking at the chat right now to see who is here. Only John is here for now. John Wangombo. Hello, John. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us again. Again, I've seen you in so many of our sessions today. Thank you for always finding time to come learn with us. Okay. So this session is courtesy of COMFWB Kenya. Thank you so much for making this happen. And thank you so much for joining us, everybody. As long as you gain the knowledge you're gaining and it's beneficial to you, it makes us happy. And hi, Elle. Hello, Elle. How are you doing today? Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you always coming around, right? Thank you so much. So we are going to just deep dive into the session proper. And please, I want you to do me a favor. Click on the share button, right? And then copy the link and invite a friend. Invite someone that's supposed to be here, but they're not here for some reason. Please invite them. Let them come join us so that they will not miss out on what you're going to be sharing today. Okay? Please do that. Take the next 30 seconds and do that. Thank you very much. All right. So we are going to be doing this in 3 different segments. Now, the first part will be for us to discover we'll understand what the Google Workspace is and which tools are available under the Google Workspace, as well as its core functionalities and also the benefits of using all those tools in the digital space. Then we'll head over to the part where we'll identify the tools to boost communication across your business. Right? Communication is very key for any business to thrive and succeed. And then we'll head over to the last part where we'll also explore which tools that could be leveraged to increase collaboration across teams. And yeah, please, when you join in, say something. Use the chat, ask me questions, use the chat, tell me how I'm looking, right? And then you may not, I'm not seeing you, I'm just seeing your name and your chat, right? So use the chat well, ask me questions. I'm going to ask you a few, so please answer us. All the information I'll be sharing as well will be coming from the chat section. Okay, so now for those of you who are yet to meet the Hustle Academy, this is one free program that Google is giving out to businesses and brands. So you should take it as a privilege to partake in this particular Hustle Academy. It's a 1 week free bootcamp that Google offers, and then it's going to drill you on everything around your business growth plan, your digital marketing, down to sales, down to getting up, knowing how to get financing for your business. Then you learn how to pitch so that you can go out and pitch to get money for your business, and then they'll match you to a mentor who will walk you through all those processes. So it's a privilege if you partake in it. So click on that link and sign up. Click on the link and sign up and make sure that you partake in the Hustle Academy. All right, so I'm looking at the chats right now. So if you are here, please say something, okay? Say something in the chat. Say something in the chat. Say something in the chat. And Judith is there in the chat as well. Judith is going to be our moderator. Please say hi to her and ask her how she's faring and tell her happy new month, right? Okay. And please copy the link, invite somebody. We'll wait for you. You can take 30 seconds to do that. Please invite somebody to join us. Maybe they've forgotten. Okay? So let's move on. So I'm going to ask you my first question. So what tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate within your team, within your business? So share with me in the chat. What tools do you use? Are you still using? Do you use WhatsApp to communicate? Do you use Slack? Or are you a fan of email? I'm not much of a fan, but in a corporate setting, you need to get used to it. Or do you use Google Hangouts? Or you do video calls? How do you communicate within the team? How do you guys collaborate? Share with me in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. So Judith is joining us from Benin Republic, and she's doing really good. So what tools do you use to communicate with your guys, to communicate with your team? What tools do you use? Thank you so much, John. You were the first person that came here before us. Okay, I should have given you my favorite emojis. John, that is for you. Thank you. A big round of applause for John. Thank you so much for always coming on to the podcast. Okay, so L said I use WhatsApp and Messenger. Okay, thank you so much, L, for sharing. Sorry, my internet's kicked me out, but I'm back. All right, thank you so much for having to hold on for the 5 seconds. Was it 5? Was it up to 20? Whichever one it was. Thank you so much for holding still. Judith is still there in the chats. L, Judith is there. Please say hi, and please ask our questions. Anyone you don't understand, please drop the question for us. We'll be happy. We'll be glad to respond to them. All right, so let's move on. Let's go to the first part of how to discover the Google Workspace. So, do you currently use the Google Workspace? And if so, how do you use it? Which tools in the Google Workspace do you use? So share with me again in the chat which Google Workspace tools you currently use. Which one do you know? Which one do you use? Have you been using the Google Drive to save files? Right? Have you been using email to communicate with your team? Or do you use the Google Gmail, sorry, Google Meet tool to have video calls? Which one have you used before? So share with me in the chat. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. Who is there? Okay, you use Google Drive. Nice, very nice. Okay, thank you for sharing. Okay. So Google Drive is a lifesaver because you can store your entire life there. And you won't exhaust it, especially the one that comes with the Google Workspace. Okay, so L, do you use the Google? Do you use the email? Do you use the Gmail? Let me know. Do you use Gmail? Let me know in the chat if you use the Gmail. You use Gmail. Beautiful. Okay, so you're on point. So you use two of the tools in the Google Workspace. Okay, so let's move on. John, if you're still here, please say something. Let me know you're still here. Okay. All right, so let's move on. So the Google Workspace is this tool formerly called the G Suite. It used to be called G Suite. G there stands for Google, the Google Suite. So just like the way they rebranded the Google My Business to Google Business Profile. That's just the same way they rebranded the G Suite to Google Workspace. Okay, so it's more like a collection of cloud computing, productivity tools, and collaboration tools, a lot of softwares, and several other products that are developed and marketed by Google. Now, what you should know is, okay, I'm going to explain that shortly, but look at these tools. Look at these tools. Which one can you recognize? Let me know from the chats. I know you can note, you mentioned your Gmail, you mentioned the Drive. So which other one can you recognize among all these tools? John, are you there? L, are you guys there? I don't want to read it out. I just want you to recognize it first before I move on. And please call somebody to join us. All right? If you are yet to. Anybody saying anything? Google Sheets. Thank you very much. Okay. Google Lens. Okay. Thank you. Even though Lens is not there. Which other one can you see? Okay. So let me just go through. It's from the left. From my left, I'll just go this way and back this way and back again. So you have the Google Gmail, you have the calendar, you have the Drive, you have the Google Meets, the one that looks like camera. Then on the second line now you have from the blue side, you have the Google Docs, the Google Sheets, sorry, Google Slide, no, Google Docs, sorry, Google Sheets, yes, I was correct, and then Google Slides. Now the one following it is called Google Sites, where we've been telling you to go and create a website. That's one of the tools you can use to create websites. Very simple, just like what Wix offers you. Then the Google Forms, right? After the site is Forms, after the Forms is a Jambo, is the Google Keep rather. Google Keep is more like your online diary. Can jot down things, right? Can brainstorm within by yourself. Then you have the next one, which is the admin console. Then you have the messaging feature, the Google Message, Google Chats. Now you have the last one that looks like J, is the Jamboard. The Jamboard, yes. The Jamboard. So let's look at the core functionalities of the Google Workspace. Core functionalities of the Google Workspace. You can create documents, you can present documents, just like the one I'm using to present to you now. I'm using Google Slides right now to present to you. And then when you receive those data, you can analyze them. You can record data, you can analyze it, and then you can present those data. And then you can also use those tools to brainstorm ideas, can manage projects, and store files, like what happens with the Google Drive. And then you can communicate globally, okay? Because I can be here working here, Judith is there working there on the same document. That's how it works. And then you can also have a video call within ourselves with the same tools. All right, so let's look at a few of them, the Google Docs, the Google Slides. So the Docs is more like the word processing document, what we used to have with the Microsoft Word, right? Where we had to, you can create documents, can edit document directly on your browsers with the Google Docs. You don't even need a particular app for it. And all the changes you're making is saved automatically to the cloud. So nothing can be lost, right? You can edit, can see what others are doing, can edit it. I can be working on the same document, the same thing with slides. Slides to be slide is the one I'm using for presentation. So slides is more like the PowerPoint that we used to know before now. Okay, so that's how slides is. So it's just all these tools help you to, document yourself, document items, create presentations, and you can use your browsers to work on them. You don't need any particular application to be able to do it. A lot of people can work on the same document at the same time. Everything is saved. You can see who edited what, at what time did they edit, right? So, and when you finish, like with the Google Docs and slides, you can always download. You can download it in various formats. You can download it in Word, PDF, same thing with the slides. You can download it in various formats, all available. If you get to share also, you can share a link to somebody else, the person can have access to all these documents, all the stuff you've been doing, and you can restrict access. And now I'm going ahead of myself. Can restrict access. I can tell you, okay, I want you to only be a viewer, so you can only view. Can tell some other person, I want you to be a commenter, so you can only comment. Then some other person, I can give the person editor's rights. The person can get to edit what I'm doing. So you lock your document. So the stress of you work on the document, when you finish, you attach it to an email, then send it out, is completely cut off, right? Then the person will finish and then send it back. All of that is completely cleared off. All right. So the same thing happens with the Google Sheets. Google Sheets is like the Microsoft Excel we knew. So it's more like using it. You can use it to create surveys for everybody. Can create custom forms for surveys, questionnaires at no costs. You can gather everything in a spreadsheet. You can create a form as easily as possible. That's for the form now. You can create a form like when you go to a particular location interview program, they ask you to write your names on a piece of paper. So what you find out there is ask you your name, address, phone number, gender, and all of that. So you can create a Google form like that, so that then people can use it to can receive information from people just like that. And then when you finish, you can export those information into a spreadsheet. So it comes out like an Excel file. Now the tool that works on that is the Google Sheets. Okay, so that Google Sheet also you could use it to collaborate just the same way that you can use the Google Docs and the Google Slides. Okay, so this one you can do everything that Microsoft Excel can do. This one can do it, and even more. The interface is much more beautiful and more attractive, right? All the calculations, they are all present here, and then everything is saved to the cloud. You can't lose anything. You can't lose it, right? And a lot of people can work on the same document at the same time. So you are completely safe with this. So a couple of benefits that are brought to you by the Google Workspace. You have the ability to have improved and increased collaboration, improved communication, and then you have smarter working. You're not just working hard, you're working smart. And then there's high security with all these tools. So let's go over each of them one after the other. So Google Workspace stores your information in the cloud. So it enables you to share those documents, to share those files with ease. All you need to do is just to copy that URL and send it to anybody, maybe via email, maybe via WhatsApp or anything. As long as they have the email and you've given them the rights, then they can edit, they can view, or they can comment on those documents like I earlier explained. And then you can track the changes, who did what, when. Okay. So next up, look at how the Google Workspace improves communication. So you get to have we have some special tools that can harness you to maintain and improve level of communication within your team. So you have the tool like Gmail, you have the tool like Google Meet, where you can do video conferencing. The Gmail is a one for receiving your emails and sending emails as well. Then you have the Google Currents, which is that technology that is used for deeper communication and conversation around the team. And then you have the Google Chat, which is for instant messaging and all of that. So you get to also work smarter. So you work smarter because you can collect those data when you're sending out a form, can analyze those data, can turn those data into insight to see what is happening, or what is not happening. Maybe we're trying to make a survey for maybe your thesis, your PhD, or something, right? So all of these they are all available for you. So you can use Google Workspace also to help your team work smarter. You can streamline your workflows and all the processes. And then just so that these tools are all built with high industry standard security. Okay, so the AI helps everyone to work with data and to turn those data into insights. So and then you are highly secured. Your files and your data, they are highly secured. So you can use the admin console to centralize everything around the administration. So you can use also integrated cloud features to manage the users. So you can restrict who is an admin, who is a super admin, who is just a regular user in your organization. And then you can protect your organization's security with best practices recommendation. To always recommend to you what is good, what is not good. And then you identify and prevent threats. With all of that, Google have a lot of AI that gets those things powered up. It makes your work Very easy, and then you get to store those files. You can find out some stats on what is happening around your workspace, your work done, so a couple of activities around what it will show to you from the admin console. All right, so let's see how you can set up a Google Workspace account in just 6 steps. So first off, you need to visit workspace.google.com/sign up. So just go to Google Workspace. Let me see if I can grab that link and share with you. Workspace, yeah, here you go. What you need to do is to head over to workspace.google.com, and then you're going to be able to set up your account on the Google Workspace. Okay, so when you do that, you need to sign in with a Gmail. Obviously, what I'm using is a Gmail to set it up. And then you head over to the part where you're going to be requested to input your business name, and then you add your contact details, and then you choose a domain. What makes the workspace different from those tools that you use is that this one is paid for. This one is designed for corporate bodies. Let me explain. If you are using Gmail, Gmail is one of the tools that are available in the Google Workspace. Same thing with Meet, Jamboard, Drive, and all of that. All this stuff you mentioned earlier. They are free versions, the ones you use on your regular Android, on that your regular Gmail account, right? But why the Google Workspace is special is because it's paid for and it's designed to work for it to work within an industry, within a company, within an organization. That is why a domain name is necessary. What is a domain name? The name of your business, the name of your organization, what people will search you as when they are going online to search. For instance, google.com, impacther.org, microsoft.com. Those are domain names, okay? You've seen a lot of them. It could be something .net, could be .ng, could be .africa, or whatever it is, .io, okay? So you choose a domain name, and then you update your business address, and then you set up those login details for whoever you want to have that account. Now you're going to understand better, so just hold on. So let's see how to get set up on a Google Workspace account. Now, the first thing you do when you finish creating the account is to create your business email. So you create a business email. You don't need your personal email if you are setting up a workspace. What you need to do is having a work email separated from your personal email. Okay, so you can do things like info@google.com. For instance, Google is a company involved. info@google.com. Support@google.com. Right? Marketing@google.com. Sales@google.com. All right, I hope you understand. So you can create all those groups. You create all those groups separately, and then you can add team members. You get to add team members to your users. So when you create separate groups, for instance, you want to create an email for the marketing team, like what I just explained. When you want to send an email, you send an email to that group. Then it goes to everybody under that team, and then everybody under that team needs to have an email also. So you can add every team member will have their own email. For instance, udeme@google.com, judith@google.com. You know, so you customize those emails. To suit the persons that are actually going to be using it. So if you are using the free version, you can add up to 10 users. But when the free version ends, you need to begin to pay. The Google Workspace is not free. It's a company. It's a company tool, right? So the one you're using on your phone is free. So if you have a company that you want to look more serious, this is an opportunity for you to think about how you can use the Google Workspace. All right. And now again, you can migrate information from whichever platform you were using before. You can migrate information from Microsoft Outlook, can bring in existing email, existing contact and calendar with you from wherever it is. Excuse me. From wherever it is down to your Google Workspace when you get to start using it. All right, so Any questions? Is there something you don't understand? Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to hold on for maybe 2 seconds to see if there are any questions for me. All right. Any questions? 3 more seconds. Okay, so let's move on. Since nobody's asking me a question, let's just move on. All right, I hope you understood my explanation. All right. So if you have any questions, please do well to drop them in the chat. We'll be happy to attend to them. I'm going to be taking 2 more breaks before we go. Okay, so up to the next part, how to boost communication across your business. So which tools can you use via the Google Workspace to boost communication? I want you to drop for me which tools you can use to boost communication. So let me know in the chat which tools can be used, which tools can be useful for you to boost communication. Okay, so a few of them, key communication tools will be the Gmail, you can use to send your emails. We have the Google Meet for video conferencing. We have the Google Currents for deep communication, and then we have the Google Chats. And let's look at each of them properly. So you get to communicate globally with is using Google's free emailing tool called the Gmail. So you get to send files, get to attach files, get to create groups and mailing lists. You may not be able to do that on that your free one. And then you can also access the integrated calendar in order to stay connected and up to date. You can use a calendar for both personal and team use. What that means there is when someone sends you a calendar invite, it automatically gets you a notification on your Gmail. So the latest Gmail is easier for you to stay on top of the work at most times. So you can always find that it comes with that feature where you can separate several chunks of your Gmail. You can have the main part, the primary email, can have the promotions, can have the updates, can have the forum for messages that came as a bulk. So they can always segment where this one is coming from, the ones that, so you don't mix up important information with everything will not just mix up in one place, like normally it should be. And then it comes with this very beautiful feature that they recently added, which is a Google Meet. So you can easily create a meeting directly from your Gmail. Okay. All right. So all of that, and it's very, very safe. Gmail is very, very safe. Okay. So let's move on. So again, we head up to the Google Meet. Um, Meanwhile, don't forget that the Gmail has a facility that can filter 99% of spam messages that will be coming to you. Okay. So we also have the Google Meet, which is a tool that can keep your team connected with enterprise-grade video conferencing. So I prefer Google Meet to any other video conferencing tool for some obvious reasons, right? It's lighter, the navigation is easier, the user interface is much easier, so it makes things quite easy. So the Google Meets is included within the Google Workspace and G Suite for education. You can take up a lot of people, and the Google Meet also gets synchronized into your Google Calendar. So when you're setting up a meeting, the Google Meet automatically adds itself to that particular um, link, adds a link of the Google meeting into that particular calendar invite you're sending out, and automatically sends a notification to the email of the person you are trying to invite for the meeting. And it's highly secured. Okay, so you can download this as an app for iOS, can download it as an Android app, can download it for your desktop, can use it as a web-based tool, however you want it. So it's very flexible. Can open from your Gmail, you can just click a link and start a meeting immediately. And one thing you should know also is that this Google Meet was not free before now. It was during the COVID when a lot of video conferencing apps were catching a lot of traction, the likes of Zoom, that was when Google actually opened it up for every other person to use. It used to be only for the Google Workspace account, right? It was only available for Google Workspace and the Google for Education, which those ones you need to pay for them. But yeah, so when they opened it up, they made it much more beautiful. It's lighter, it doesn't consume a lot of data. You can share your screen, can manage who talks. On the paid version, can manage who talks and who doesn't talk. So the control is quite easy and it's very easy to navigate. Also, moving on, let's head over to Currents, the Google Currents. So you get to engage your employees, can foster more meaningful conversations, and you can always stay connected with this Google Currents tool. So building community is very key, and this is the tool that will help. You can always get to communicate your ideas and get instant feedbacks from the team, share ideas with employees, gather inputs through meaningful focus discussions, and then you connect with your team members no matter where they are. Even remote workers and deskless colleagues can plug into this tool to always make communication disseminated properly. And then you can always get to manage and moderate content much faster than what it will offer you on other platforms. So you can compare this to the Microsoft Slack. Okay, so it's that tool that will help you to do so much more. All right, so let's move on to Google Chats. The Google Chats is more like just the regular normal chats, like what happens. So from direct message to group conversations is what the Google Chat will help you to do. So you can communicate easily and efficiently around work, around your workspace with your colleagues. You can share files. Can upload files from your drive, right? Can collaborate on docs while chatting, the docs, the sheet, the slides, and all of that. So all these things are just made available for you in the Google Workspace account. There are free versions, but trust me, the ones that come with the paid versions are much more sophisticated than the free ones. Okay, so a couple of tips to help you maximize communication. The first of them will be for you to recreate in-person communication. Stay organized and then create team mailing lists and then set up projects or team rooms. So let's look at each of them briefly. Now, the first of them, recreate in-person communication. So there are four ways of recreating in-person communication, which include schedule regular team meetings, regular team calls and check-ins via Google Meets and via Google Hangouts. So you get to also try to connect with your colleagues that are working around the globe, and then brainstorm ideas, work on projects, work on team projects and whole virtual events. Join with mobile and always join with desktop also. Just give people that room to always have proper communication with you. Now, the second one, you need to also stay properly organized. So how do you stay organized? I want to introduce you to the Google Calendar. This tool has saved lives since 1960. So you improve communications across teams through the Google Calendar. So it gets to also create multiple tasks, multiple team calendars to track meetings, training sessions, vacations, and much more. You spend less time and planning and more time doing with shareable calendars. So it gets to have people know your time schedules. Can always share your calendar links for people to see when you're free and when you're not free. So when you wake up normally, when I wake up normally, I check my calendar first to see what I have for the day. And if you don't want to be mixing up activities like I used to do before, make use of the calendar. It will help you. Trust me. I've been there, so I know what it means to stay um, without using the calendar. Until I started using the calendar, that's when I had my life more organized. You can see when the activities are clashing and when you can have time for yourself in between and all of that. So calendar is very useful, right? Oh, okay. So let's move on and then create team mailing list. So create team mailing list. Create a group like I mentioned earlier. Could be sales at google.com, could be marketing at google.com, could be communication at google.com, and then always send status updates to the group so that people will know what they're supposed to be doing per time, right? Share resources also, and then make sure that you increase visibility and then to foster that community and proper communication when there's proper communication, the community will be well energized, and then it will be a very healthy community, not just some team trying to do work. No, make it a healthy community while sending out those communication. Now, lastly, on that, top tips to maximize your communication: you need to set up project rooms or team rooms. So you get to also encourage members of your team to stay connected by creating a room in Google Chats or in Google Gmail. So you create a room, encourage members to always network, catch up with each other, share different projects alike, exchange thoughts and ideas and best practices, and then that also creates a stronger community. Okay, so communication is what always builds that community. Okay, all right, so let's move on. So I'm gonna take the next pause to answer your questions if you have some. Any questions so far? Okay. Right. So um, let's go to the last parts. So let's see how we can leverage tools to increase collaboration. So which tools do you currently use on Google Workspace to increase collaboration? Which tools do you currently use? So share with me in the chats which tools you currently use to increase collaboration. Okay, so let's see. You collaborate across teams and across projects. You get to brainstorm ideas, you get to share working files, and then make suggestions and tag people, tag colleagues, and then track changes that actually come along with all those changes. So there are tools for all of this. Now we start with the Google Jamboard. So Jamboard is that tool that's going to help you to harness the power of digital whiteboard, just like what you have with when you are using the interactive whiteboard, the physical one. Okay, so you get to share ideas, improve brainstorming sessions, and the Jamboard is connected to the cloud, so nobody loses anything. So it enables people in various locations to work on the same documents at the same time at real time through multiple touch points. So you can write and draw with stylus, you can drag resize text and images with your finger, and sketch a box, sketch a cat, and sketch a dragon self. And those imaging recognition technology will automatically convert those sketches into a more polished image. So you can share your jams with collaborators. Then up to 50 people can work on the same jam at the same time. And then you can add Google Docs, you can add Google Slides, Sheets from anywhere as long as you guys are connected to the internet. So your work saves automatically. You can create, you can edit, you can share jams from your phone, you can share jams from your tablets. You know, you can use your computer, you can use a tablet to connect. You can connect your computer to Jamboard as well. So Jamboard displays your screen and lets you control the computer from the board's touch screen. And you can pick up from where you left earlier if maybe you left the jam for something else. So you just pick up from where you stopped and then you just finish up. Okay, so let's look at the Google Drive. I'm sure a lot of you will know about the Google Drive. So Google Drive actually is used to store files on cloud via Google, yes. So it gets to enable you to share documents. All the documents that are there could be shared, and then it encourages collaboration and work from one central file. And then Google Workspace provides flexible storage options, so you will always have enough space for your files. So before now, the Google Drive used to come with 25 gig. The free one used to come with 25 gig. Then later on, Google shrinked it to 15. Personally, I've almost exhausted mine. But the Google that comes with the Google for Education is limitless. You can't exhaust it. So it comes with unlimited space, so you can save everything. If you have heavy videos from your Google Classroom, it's still there. You save them. Everything stays there. So we centralize administration, data loss prevention, and vault for the drive. you can easily get to manage users, and then file sharing is always there to help you get things done faster. So use Drive to store your team's work, and they are very secure. Trust me. I've been using Google since I can't even remember when. It's been a very long time, and your documents are very, very secure. As long as you don't give anybody the rights, your document is really, really safe. So you collaborate on live document as well. You share, you comment, tag team members. With this, with thing. So you can suggest changes. You can always suggest changes at real time with some other person that's working on a particular document. Can comment with your ideas. You can tag your colleagues. Let's say something you don't want to do, something that is out of your department. You can just use that at feature, like at gmail.com, that at. You can use that at and tag anybody within your team that is responsible for that particular activity. Then you tag them. They can't do it. You can reply to comments. You can track those changes. All of those will improve the efficiency and how quick a particular document is going to go out, right? So all the time of sending and receiving and sending again, all that time is saved, because if all these things can be done at real time at this with different people, as long as everyone has access to the internet. Okay. All right. So let's move on with how you can track changes. So you can view all edits that have been made to your documents and files, and you can restrict access as well. You can track those changes. You can approve suggestions with somebody that actually made a comment. You can approve suggestions so that you encourage collaborative efforts, and so that everything can flow faster. So what you just need to do there is to head over to the top left corner of that your file, whether it's a doc, slide, or sheet. What you're going to see is a file. So click on file, then you're going to see version history. When you click on version history, you're going to see version history. So when you click on see version history, but meanwhile, know that you need to be an owner or an editor of that file to be able to see all of these details I'm calling out to you. You're going to see a timestamp to each of the edits that was made. A timestamp will be attached to it. So a color next to each person's name. So even if you didn't see the people that did it, the color will also be assigned to who did what at what time. So if you want to revert it, you can revert it to what it was. You want to copy a previous session. You want to restore a previous session. You want to name this version, or if you want, we name this version to name a previous one. You can use a previous version to name the next one, or you can make a copy. You can create a copy of the previous one, or whatever you want to do. So you can see who also viewed the file, what changed, who opened it last, who shared the file with you, who commented, who edited, who moved the file. All those options will all be pinned there. Trust me, in the free version, you won't see all these details. They can be there, but you can't see all these much details like what you find in this paid version. So that is what actually makes the Google Workspace tool very special, very, very special. Especially if you're an organization, you're a firm, and you want to look more coordinated. Imagine you sending out an email with your name, udeme@google.com. You'll see you're a serious person. So if I send with my email, udeme@gmail.com, you just need the personal stuff. So, so when people say that you are ready for business and you're using a professional industry, organization, company's email, they know, okay, this guy is serious. He won't like to play with an organization's information. You understand? Because that's Google Workspace account is rooted in the company's domain name. So that is what makes it about the company. It's what makes it about the organization. All right. So let me take the last pause to answer to your question before I jump off. But meanwhile, remember to sign up for the Hustle Academy, and then you have the privilege to learn about how learn about business growth plan. From business growth plan, learn about sales. From sales, you learn about digital marketing. From digital marketing, you learn about how to get funding for your business. Then you learn how to pitch. From how to pitch, you're going to get matched to a mentor. And a mentor is going to walk you through any of those processes you didn't understand. All right. Okay. So let's move on. So if you are yet to sign up, please sign up. That link was shared earlier. I'm sure Digit can find that link and pin it to the screen. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So apply to join the Hustle Academy, right? And I'm sure Judith has shared an attendance. Please, if she has shared the attendance, please do well to fill the attendance properly. It's going to be used to send out. It's going to be used to send out your certificates. And thank you so much, Dan Leon, for sticking through. You said I use Google Sheets to track my inventory. Yes, thank you for letting us know. Miss Winnie, I feel lost on the schedule right now. Seems to be a clash somewhere. Or got the wrong schedule. Okay, so there are a lot of organizations we are training. So I'm not quite sure which one you're coming for, but this is a session for COMFWB, Kenya, right? So if you are here, please enjoy the content, right? You can always come back for the one that actually concerns you if you're in the wrong place. Okay. Thank you, Lucy. You were responding. I didn't even see this part. Thank you so much. All right. So fill the attendance properly. And let me see if I can pin the attendance. Yeah. So the attendance has been pinned to the screen. And please, you should learn some more. So head over to learndigital.with google.com/digital skills/courses. So you're going to be able to learn everything from, you can get certified on fundamentals of digital marketing. You can get some details around all these things we've spoken about and some more, right? And then you should follow us on social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and then follow Impactor also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And then you're going to be seeing the lots of content to be sending out on those platforms. And yeah, thank you very much for spending the past 47 minutes with me. Judith is grateful. I'm sure she is. So if you have any questions for me right now, please drop it in the chats. I'm going to just hang on for a little while to see if you have questions for me. So we have another session tomorrow. We have a truckload of sessions again tomorrow. So don't miss out. That's why we always encourage you to turn on your notifications so that you can always get to find out when we are going live. You can always come back whenever we're going live. So any questions for me? So if you have questions, I'm here. So all those links are just meant for you to follow all those platforms, right? All right, thank you so much, guys. So see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your night.